This is my patient Micah, ID number 43802. Today is November 22nd. Micah is a 21-year-old female presenting today for nutritional counseling. Micah, thanks for coming here today. Thanks for taking part in our 5-day diary.
Okay.
Just to quickly go over your medical history again, you're still taking Nikon for birth control?
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. And then I know we talked a little bit before, but that can sometimes contribute to the gingival inflammation that we saw in your mouth today. But we can talk about that later. Also, you informed me of some nutritional barriers to the counseling that we are doing, mostly because you don't have enough time to meal prep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we performed an EOIO assessment, and everything looks really good. We don't see any signs of nutritional deficiency in our assessment, which is nice. Also, we determined you have a moderate caries risk because of some snacking throughout the day and soda drinking. You also have a 45% plaque index, which is a little bit high. Ideally, we'd like to see you be at 0.
Wow.
Yep, so it's a little bit high. But it is about midway through the day, and I know you said that you only are brushing in the morning and at night, not throughout the day, so that's probably a reason why your plaque index is so high. Again, with the snacking, you told me that you are snacking throughout the day on Kudos granola bars and fruit snacks to get you between meals, and you're doing that pretty frequently.
My favorite.
Yeah. And then you're drinking some regular soda as well, and you're drinking that throughout the day?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So when we performed our dietary analysis, it showed us that you are actually under or deficient in all of our categories, which are the fruits, veggies, grains, and proteins, and dairy.
Yeah. It's not good.
No. So this means that we need to have you consuming more in all of these groups, and mostly in the fruits and vegetables you were really deficient.
Okay.
Consuming adequate amounts of these healthy foods, they not only provide benefits to our body like we know a lot about, but they provide a lot of benefits to our mouth and our teeth as well.
Okay.
So the majority of the carbs that you're eating they're sticky or soft breads and English muffins. You told me about. And then again, the granola bars and the fruit snacks, those are also a little bit stickier and high in sugar.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're eating these soft and sticky foods, you're actually providing your mouth with a 40-minute acid attack each time you do this.
Wow.
And then with the liquids that you told me about, the soda, that's a 20-minute acid attack every time that you're drinking that. Yeah. To give you an estimate, we scored your sweets, and you got a 2 for our liquids, which means that's 2 separate attacks, 20 minutes at a time. And then you scored a 2 for the solid and sticky foods, which is 2 separate 40-minute acid attacks. And then, like we talked about before a little bit, the acids are leading to decay in your teeth.
Okay.
So when we talk about the snacking, the frequency of your snacking is actually more relevant or damaging to your mouth than the actual quantity of the snacking and drinking of the soda that you're doing.
Because it leads to the acid attacks.
Yep. So these high frequency consumptions are decreasing the ability of the calcium and the phosphate to remineralize your teeth between episodes.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you a little bit about our cavity causing process here with my flip chart. So you need 4 things to make a cavity. You need to have the right bacteria or microorganisms, the karyogenic diet, which are your sweets and the sticky carbs that we were talking about, which you also have as well. Salivary factors, we don't really see that as of yet, but a decrease in your salivary flow contributes to the cavities as well. And then a loss of tooth resistance.
Okay.
So when we talk about all of those things that cause the cavities and your snacking and everything, we need to cut down on the acids and the bacteria that are weakening the enamel and the tooth surface. So ideally we need to get you to switch from the snacking on the fruit snacks and the granola bars to maybe a little bit of a healthier choice like your apples or your carrots. Not only is this better for your mouth, but it'll also help increase your intake of fruits and veggies like you're deficient in. Also, after you're snacking, it's really important to rinse with water or fluoride adjuncts to rinse the mouth out of all of the acids and the bacteria.
Okay.
And then also, if you can start brushing throughout the day, maybe like at midday after lunch or something like that, that'll help get rid of the acids as well as decrease your plaque score a little bit.
Okay.
And then chewing sugar-free gum is also really going to help get rid of the leftover sticky foods and the acids as well. I know you can chew, Trident is a nice sugar-free option, and icebreakers, they provide xylitol as well for the mouth, which is good for that.
Awesome.
So your periodontal class is a 1 today, which is good. I'll show you that in my chart here. When I tell you that you are a perio 1, I'll show you in reference to, this is a healthy mouth, healthy teeth, healthy gums. There's no bone loss here. The gums are nice and pink. There's no bleeding, and there's no attachment loss. And then this is where we want you to be. This is where we want to keep you. I know we told you you have a little bit of gingival inflammation. And what that looks like is just a little bit of a puffy or swelling of the gums. And they might be a little bit sore. They might bleed a little bit, but there is no bone loss.
Okay.
So this can be reversible as well. Your inflammation isn't out of control, and it's pretty site-specific on 2 teeth. So I don't think at this time that might be a concern to try and switch your birth control. We just might need to take better care of your mouth and make sure you're brushing and flossing in those areas.
Okay.
Specifically a little more as well as all other areas to make sure that we keep the food and bacteria out of there that irritates the gums. And make sure that we don't progress to type 2 or 3 or even 4. And this is where it's not reversible anymore because you have the bone loss. The tissues have destructed the bone so much that it is receding. And eventually, you'll start losing teeth because there's no more bone to hold it in.
Okay. Let's not get there.
Yeah, so that's a really good reason to keep taking care of your mouth and eating some healthy stuff.
Yep.
So I talked about the periodontal disease. Some of the nutrients that we eat are going to help take care of the structures around our mouth. We need protein to grow and repair the body tissues. You're deficient in that right now, so eating more protein would be a really good start just so we can keep those structures in the mouth healthy and repairing if there's ever any damage. You're also deficient in vitamin A, and this helps your salivary flow. In the formation of dentin and enamel, and then like we talked about with cavities, if you have a decrease in salivary flow, you're more susceptible to the decay.
Oh, that makes sense.
So if we can eat some more vitamin A, maybe take a supplement if you need to, that might help if you're experiencing any dry mouth, stuff like that. And also vitamin D, which helps with the absorption of calcium for bone growth and repair, so just make sure you're having some milk, stuff like that. Yeah, awesome. And then, like we talked about, just your deficiency, you need to start eating more protein, dairy, veggies, grains, and fruits. Some nice substitutes, or substitutes would be chicken for the protein, milk like I talked about for your dairy, veggies and apples are really good for the fruits and veggies portion. And the English muffins, like you like to eat, keep eating those. So some goals for you today that I'd like to see you do is to try and start eating enough from each category, and then to start rinsing after you're snacking and drinking soda.
Okay.
Also, if we can stop drinking the pop completely, the acids from the pop are bad for your enamel.
Okay.
And then when you're drinking the regular pop, you have the sugars as well. So if we can, for sure we need to try and switch to diet because that is at least sugar free. But stopping drinking the pop completely would be our best option.
All right.
And then, so it's important to eat the right foods to help maintain the healthy body and the oral cavity. So Micah, I just have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Why are certain foods important to the oral cavity?
Because you said something about having the right vitamins and minerals to help like strengthen your structures in your teeth and your mouth.
Yeah, yep. So the vitamin A and the vitamin D are really important, and then the protein.
Okay. Yeah, I can work on that.
Okay. And then why is it important to rinse or brush after you're eating?
Because you said that it causes an acid attack, which is outrageous amount of minutes after every bite or
It is
sip.
a long time. Yep.
I was actually completely crazed by that. That's a lot, so I'm gonna work on that.
Okay, yeah, and on the heels of that, do you think you should you be snacking throughout the day?
No, because of the acid attacks.
And the frequency, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I know some people think it's better to eat little meals all throughout the day, but actually the frequency is worse off for your mouth. So if we can just be eating a couple times a day and then the rinsing after or brushing or chewing the gum.
I'll work on that.
Stuff like that. Awesome. Do you have any questions for me?
I think you answered them all.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks.
Yep.
You did really good.
I hope so.